This is Matt Coyne, host of The Cheap Seats. Thank you for listening to the following broadcast here on Public House Media.
This is Liz Colburn, host of The Morning Uplift here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come back and check out my show, The Morning Uplift, where we talk about finding your beauty in the journey. A new show comes out twice a month on the first and third Mondays. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of The Morning Uplift. Thank you again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Last time on the Greg and Dave Show. Hello and welcome to the Greg and Dave Show here on Public House Media. I am the Greg. Then I say I'm Dave Show or some bollocks. I usually space out at this point, so I'm not totally sure, but something... It's
time for the Greg and Dave Show.
We do have a studio audience here at the Greg and Dave Show.
We do.
Put them behind a wall and ask them to be quiet.
Featuring Dante Hill.
The adorable little Peter running around.
And David Bobkey.
I want to make sure I'm dating the right one.
Bravely bringing you the stories of the strange.
We all applaud Sweden for sticking with Trainee McTrainface.
It was very sensual. It wasn't as great as Cover.
Were you high? Now sit back and enjoy the show.
And we don't need to say any more about how unpleasant that is.
Good afternoon, morning, or evening, whichever one you are listening during. We are excited for another episode of the Greg and Dave Show. I am not Greg, I'm Dante, but it's really cool to be here. And
I am Dave Show.
I forgot my real name from last week. What was my real name?
I don't know if we'd settled on one. There was just Dante. There was D-Money. We had that one. It was 15% more Dante.
I think I'm gonna go 15% more Dante.
I like Mr. Bale. It was Mrs. Bale 2, which I didn't really get that reference, but
that just has to do with my crush on Mrs. Bale.
Oh yeah, that's understandable.
It's like because I can't see her, I want her so much.
Well, we've got that soundproof wall thing blocking your view. So yeah, I would have thought she'd put that up in front of me because I know she is sick and tired of seeing my face.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you, but I know I'm excited for another episode. Let's make sure we tell the audience that we are through Public House Media, and you can check out Public House Media, thephmedia.com. That's thephmedia.com. You can also spell it like is it like pho? Is that how would you say PH? Pho?
Media.
Yeah, thephmedia.com, THEPHmedia.com. All right, we're also on Spreaker, iTunes, Spotify, and potentially your mom's CD player if she decided to download us and then put it on a CD, burn it, and then go to her local Sam Goody, buy a CD player, and then play our podcast on it.
Dude, if anybody's mom is putting us on like a cassette or especially an 8-track,
beautiful.
Let us know.
If we can, once we get to that point, we can get our best of. You know how podcasts have their best of with all
sure.
great. Maybe we can do that and we can put it on vinyl.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
he's
awesome. Love that.
Maybe get Santana to do some background music for us.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, not the professional good Santana, just this guy I know down the street.
I thought you meant Joel Santana, the rapper.
Oh. Who's that?
The only song I can think of from him is back in the day. He was in that song "Run It" with Chris Brown. If you remember that song, and see if you can run it. That's it.
So the PH Media is where he can find Public House Media. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk during the break because I'm behind on my rap game by about 15 years.
Oh, that is totally fine.
Yeah, we'll have to work on that.
We'll make up some ads.
Alrighty. Well, we have, as per usual on the show, we have some very interesting stories.
Very.
I think that's always safe to say. We have some mystery. We have a definite bad decision coming up later in the show. And I'm not talking about Mrs. Bale. Yeah, shot at the top of the show on Mrs. Bale. Mark that on your bingo card. You knew it was going to happen. But first, D-Money. I forgot what I was calling you for a second there.
Yes,
The Dante. D-Money.
50% more, whatever.
D-Swag.
D-Swaggy.
Yes. We have a story here. Our first story of the day is about a champion. Truly a great champion.
Okay.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, never mind. I thought you were going to say Jared from Subway, but whatever.
Oh, heck no. I thought you were going to guess Kobe, but...
My choices were Jared from Subway, Kobe, or, LeBron. They're all in the same category.
If you ask me for a champion, I would say the Micro Machines guy, John Moschetti Jr. That guy's awesome.
I mean, if we're talking champions, we got to give props to some of the real champions like Billy Mays.
Oh, the late, great Billy Mays. Pour some out for my homie.
And Mr. Rogers. That's my boy.
Pour some out for Mr. Rogers.
I heard that movie was great. I haven't seen it, but I need to.
Oh, yeah. I saw it a while ago. It's terrific.
Man. Did it feature Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Arnold Schwarzenegger was not in it.
Okay.
Sadly.
Well, good, because I can hear more about him now. So,
how much would I pay for a picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Mr. Rogers together? I don't know. But you know what? If someone wants to Photoshop that and post it on our Facebook wall, that would be great.
We will make that our profile picture if anybody does that.
Yeah, I'm game for that.
Cool.
Facebook page, of course, facebook.com/Greg Dave Show. Greg with 3 G's. That's what it is for now. Could change. Who knows? We'll see. But nonetheless, one thing that's not changing is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Mm-mm.
And we have a fantastic story here from The Mirror. Only the most reliable source in the entirety of the United Kingdom. And if anyone questions that, they're probably right. But nonetheless, this is a story from mirror.co.uk. The title is Arnold Schwarzenegger Immortalized in Life-Size Wood Carving Out of Single Tree Trunk. So somebody has carved Arnold Schwarzenegger out of wood. Not unlike Michelangelo sculpted David, and he had that big slab of marble.
Yeah.
Sculpt David, and he said, David was already in there. I just had to chip away the excess. I feel like it's probably the same thing here.
That makes sense. I believe that.
Yeah, this is really a spectacular looking thing. We'll be linking this on the Facebook page so people can check out the picture themselves. But this is a fantastic piece of work, I have to say. Are you looking at it presently, Dante?
I am, and I mean, I've never seen something this buff. This is impressive.
Pretty impressive. You know, it's kind of reminding me of those action figures from like when I was a kid. It had like kind of the line around the waist where maybe you could turn the upper half of the body or something.
Oh yeah.
But it's like it's super detailed, very detailed upper body. The face is what I'm most impressed with.
True.
Like the amount of detail he went into there.
Yeah, that is really good.
Yeah, the veins on the arms and everything, but it's wood. It's fantastic.
I think that's the bad thing, though. It's going to deteriorate, right? Pretty quickly.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't know how you treat wood. I know nothing about this, so I hope this can be preserved. I can say that.
At least for our lifetimes.
Absolutely. It says this creative artist has carved a life-sized sculpture out of an old tree trunk, which depicts Arnold Schwarzenegger. Wood carving artist James O'Neill, my personal hero now, for the record, created an incredible 6-foot, 2-inch tall Arnie standing in his signature bodybuilding vacuum pose.
Wow.
Now, if that's indeed the vacuum pose, this is for anyone like me who doesn't know what the heck a vacuum pose apparently is, it's just your standard flex the guns.
Yeah.
Just bring the arms up, curl the hands in, boom, there you go. This impressive sculptor, which is carved from black oak, took James around 6 months to complete.
Wow.
I believe it. As the series of images show Arnie's muscular V-shaped physique and flexed arms, as well as his lifelike details, including the wood-carved veins on his arms. And I'd say there's just enough vein.
Yeah.
Just enough. So you don't want to go too crazy with that.
Yeah, true.
It's going to start to look, diseased or something, and that's not what you want.
He did it pretty perfectly. Wow.
Pretty much. I mean, he's got that again, I don't know wood, but he does kind of have that black line going up the one side there.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of up from the waist, up over one pectoral. But it's wood. What are you going to do?
True.
I'm not going to tell that guy. This guy looks scary in the picture. He's standing next to his piece of work here, his piece of art. And he looks pretty BA, as the kids say.
True. He looks like a gangster artist.
Yeah. No arms to speak of, really. But nonetheless, he looks like he works out to me.
Yeah.
Don't hurt me, James. Says he was taking pictures from start to finish where he can be seen standing next to the finished product in the last photograph. And it says next to the finish product, not finished. So it's the incorrect tense there.
Wait, did he not? I'm starting to think he didn't carve this. Maybe the finish did.
Well, then it's not capitalized and misspelled. So it's like whatever angle we want to take, there's something wrong with the way the story is written.
True.
And I expect nothing less from Mrs. Bale, who picked this story.
Darn
She
you.
does this to me every week now. Oh, the pain she causes me, this woman.
It's okay.
Anyway, Arnold, for anyone not familiar, we should probably have mentioned this at the top. Arnold Schwarzenegger is an Austrian-American actor, filmmaker, businessman, investor, author, philanthropist, activist, politician, and former professional bodybuilder and powerlifter.
That's just so much. That's crazy.
That is a lot. So, yeah, gosh, very, very impressive piece here.
My name would be 15% more Dante, professional sleeper. That's it.
Nice. That's a job I want.
That's the only thing I do well enough for credit.
Now, there's a couple more pictures. As I said, there's a picture of James standing next to the finished product. They've got another picture of Arnold from the side, but then they've got another one underneath that looks like something out of a science fiction horror movie, which is it's the wood sculpture in an earlier stage where he hasn't quite gotten it down to Arnold level yet. I don't know how one would describe that, except it looks like maybe Arnold if he was made out of wooden marshmallows, maybe?
Yeah, it kind of does. I can see that.
It's a little bit weird, but nonetheless, a fantastic work of art there.
True. Props.
Yeah. So there you go. That is definitely a sight to be seen, at least on the internet, if not actually in person.
Yeah, I mean, man, color me purple, but that was awesome.
Indeed. That is, he also says that had the craziest grain of anything he's ever carved. Burls, knots, bark, bug tunnels, and grain that changes direction every few inches. So, well done, James. We're all proud of you here.
We are.
Thankfully, as you said, the Dante, Mr. Dante, Sir Dante, color you purple. This is a fine piece of work.
Yes.
And funny you should mention the color purple, because our next story deals with the color purple.
No way.
Was that a movie? Color Purple?
The Color Purple. Yeah.
Is that Whoopi Goldberg?
Yes.
Oh, that's why I haven't seen it. Our next story. Shot Whoopi there, Mrs. Bale. You like that one? We have another story here. Our second story of the day. King Dante.
Yes.
Coming to us from abc.net.au.
Oh.
Bit of a mystery. Mystery surrounds orange, that is to say, the fruit, an orange, turning purple.
Wait.
Government collects it for forensic testing.
Whoa.
And immediately, I think there's some kind of a conspiracy.
I mean, we all know the moon landing was fake.
My Latin teacher will attest to that.
The earth is flat, and oranges are really purple.
There you go. There you go.
And if you don't think so, you're just wrong. And that's okay.
Absolutely. If you don't love the Flat Earth Society, obviously you're crazy. I still think their tweet saying that they have fans and believers all around the globe was maybe the finest tweet I've ever read.
I mean, I only joined them so that I can get a quicker shot again to the NBA because all the basketball players that believe in it,
I know at least one professional wrestler that believes in it.
Wow.
Supposedly. I don't know. Nonetheless, that's a subject for another day, I suppose. For the time being.
So this orange, could you still eat it? A purple orange?
It's there's a picture of it here. Looking at this orange, it's going purple from the what would have been the middle part of the orange. So if you were going to take an initial bite into this slice of orange, you'd be getting the purple stuff. And it looks like there's like a purple dye in there or something. I would not eat that myself.
Huh.
I mean, if somebody told me that it was perfectly okay, I guess maybe, but I don't know. Do you think you'd eat it?
It just doesn't look right. What's funny is I literally just looked up something about oranges, and apparently most oranges are actually green. And like most oranges are green. It's just that when like cold air or something like hits it, it starts to lose the oxidation or something. It turns orange. But like if you've got a fresh orange from like Costa Rica or some place, I think it's called, whatever, one of those places, it'll be green. And the FDA actually allows producers to dye some of the oranges orange because they would be unsellable because they know we only like oranges.
So oranges are actually green.
Yes.
Maybe the Earth is flat.
The middle of it stays orange apparently.
I'm getting completely thrown here. This is just blowing my mind that oranges might not be orange.
That is, yep, they are not.
Oh, wow. This is throwing off my complete understanding of the world as we know it at this point.
So, really quick, it's because oranges are subtropical, not tropical fruit. The color of an orange depends on where it grows. In more temperate climates, its green skin turns orange when the weather cools. But in countries where it's always hot, the chlorophyll stays preserved, so the fruit stays green.
Weird. Wow. Well, if anybody has any green oranges they want to take pictures of and send those to us, feel free to do that on the Facebook page as well.
Definite.
I like to see a green orange. I mean, I feel like it might completely throw my life out of alignment to see such a thing, but nonetheless, interesting stuff there. And we're just starting on this story.
True.
It says here, forensic testing is underway to determine why, if I read it correctly, an orange purchased at a Brisbane fruit and veg shop turned purple hours after it was cut open. Capera resident Nettie Moffat cut up the orange on Tuesday as a snack for her 2-year-old son. It's a great snack for a kid, right? Orange slices.
True.
We've all had it. It looked fine, smelled fine, and the 3 slices he sucked on were later binned, which I believe is an Austrian term for thrown away.
Yes.
Yes. The rest of the orange was left out on the kitchen counter overnight, as you do, I guess. On Wednesday morning, Miss Moffat woke up to find the remaining fruit was part orange, part purple. Now I'm thinking aliens.
I'm thinking it's because she left out an orange after she already cut it open.
But why would it turn purple?
I don't know, but I've never left an orange out after cutting it open. Granted, I've never only ate part of an orange. If I've ever eaten an orange, I finished it in one setting.
Sure, I'm not saying it is aliens, but it's aliens.
No, of course we're not saying it, but it is. Because if we say it, the Illuminati might text us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You have a quote here. I went rifling through the rubbish bin for the 3 bits eaten by my son, and sure enough, they were more so purple than the ones left out on the bench. My first thought was, I hope it has had no ill effect on my child, but he's fine. Absolutely not a drama. Miss Moffat hit the internet where she found only one other occurrence of an orange turning purple, also in Queensland in 2015. So maybe this is just an Australian sort of a thing. And that, to me, that's terrifying because in Australia, you've already got hundreds of different kinds of animals that are trying to kill you every second of the day.
Yeah.
And fruit is turning on these people.
And everything's upside down. That's crazy.
And everything's upside down. And I'm telling you, Australians are going to be wiped out within the next 15 years.
Yep.
I mean, you got the doggone cyclones coming by there. You got fruit trying to kill you. You got animals coming after you. The sky's going to come falling in next.
I don't know for kangaroos, man. I'm telling you.
Those kangaroos. Oh, man. Don't even start me on those kangaroos. They're getting great kangaroos. The kangaroos, I mean, we talked about a kangaroo last week that could fly, apparently.
Yeah.
At least that's what I think. I don't know what actual people think. But not to say I'm not an actual person, because that would blow my cover. At the time, 9 News reported a number of oranges purchased at Chinchilla in the Western Downs. Chinchilla, I guess, a restaurant of some sort, or food market, perhaps.
Not the chinchilla that I'm thinking of. Okay.
Says they turned purple after they were cut open. The oranges, not chinchillas. Chinchillas were not harmed in the making of this story.
No chinchillas were harmed, yes.
It said forensic testing ruled out artificial coloring and no iodine was found. Miss Moffat contacted Queensland Health to investigate her case. Quote, "The gentleman who came to collect it was very, very excited," she said.
Wow.
Interesting. Said they have taken the orange and the knife used to cut the orange, like a good idea there, as well as a steel knife sharpener that was recently used. I think they're doing due diligence here. This is good.
True.
There's only one other case.
I mean, it could be something left on the knife. That is fair.
Yep. A little bit of residue from something, and I mean, you never know. There's all this little microbacterial stuff that can go all over the place very easily.
True.
There's only one other case that's been reported. I posted it on Facebook, and everyone has their own speculation to what it could be, but no one's in a field where they have any scientific proof or evidence. I've already said it's clearly aliens, but who listens to me?
True. I agree that it's aliens, though.
And it says here, the orange also leaked some purple onto the vine of a lemon I had cut open in the fruit vine, so they took that also. They were really curious with fruit trees we have in our garden. I also have a bunch of roses besides a fruit bowl, so they took that into consideration. But they're baffled. They're absolutely stumped. No one knows what caused it. Thankfully, again, though, nobody seems to be harmed from this. Nobody seems to be harmed. Citrus Australia, by the way, has been contacted for comment. There isn't one here in the story, but nonetheless.
That's okay. Okay.
Don't know what to say at this point. Purple oranges, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Yeah. I mean, purple oranges would be cool. I mean, if I could choose the color, though, then it'd be blue. But
sure. Well, it's like Billy Madison. You got a picture of a duck, you want to make it blue because you've never seen a blue duck before.
True.
How cool would that be?
I think a blue orange would be really delicious. It just blue is just a delicious color.
Is there any real blue food? I remember George Carlin had a thing about that.
I was just thinking of candies, but I can't think of any food that is blue.
It's like blueberries are purple, really.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah, I don't know. Well, while we ponder that mystery of the world, we can run to commercial.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
And then we're going to talk about a really bad idea. We're not talking about Mrs. Bale. We're not talking about anything Australian. We're actually going to a different country for that one.
One of my favorites.
Yes, it's... Whoo, boy, was this a bad call. So, we'll be right back after this commercial.
Yep.
The only thing we have to fear is The Greg and Dave Show.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's perfect. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
In the wake of a disaster, what one thing can you send that will help people the most? A blanket, a tent, a sandbag, a doctor. Actually, if you send a monetary donation, you send all these things. Even a small donation can make a big impact and can quickly become exactly what people affected by disaster need most.
In the wake of a hurricane, your monetary donation can make a huge difference to those in need. To donate, visit supporthurricanerelief.org. That's supporthurricanerelief.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Peggy Rojas, host of Viviendo una Vida en Balance. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
You're listening to The Greg and Dave Show.
Good thinking.
Because I'm like, really, if rook goes to f5, your bishop's buggered anyway. So, we're back.
Woo woo.
Hey, The Greg and Dave Show back once again with all the top 40 hits right here. Wheeling and dealing. I have no idea what I'm doing here.
Oh, did we change the top 40 hits? I like that. Okay.
Going to the top 40 hits right here on GDS D something. That orange thing really screwed me up, man. That's getting to me. Oranges are not orange.
I mean,
what is this world coming to?
I wish I had an idea, man. I wish I had an idea.
Just it's called it orange. It's the easiest thing in the world to call the thing, and now it's not a thing. Okay, well, I'm going to collect myself. It's that time of year, my good Sir Dante. That time of year where the kids are going back to school.
Yeah, I would say everybody has started now. The school that I work at, we just had our welcome day dance, so that was cute.
Ooh. Do you go with anybody?
I wasn't sure if I should take Brittany or Sam. I mean, Brittany's a sophomore, so but like Sam is really awesome, and she's a 7th grader. I just didn't know who.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to get arrested for something, you want to make sure it's for the right thing.
Yeah. I don't want to just, throw it all away like Jared did.
Oh, Jared. What were you thinking? You worked with Triumph the Insult Comic Dog, man. Anyway, but yeah, as we were saying, school has started. Even in China, they've gotten their schooling started. And let's just say there are good ideas when it comes to having sort of a welcome back event at your school. You just said they had a dance, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
And that was cute.
Lovely time was had by all, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was.
Good. Well, was there any dancing at this dance that you would say was unique or, dare I say, controversial?
Not that I noticed. It was a pretty, just, a nice time.
Good. Well, there's many kinds of dancing, the Dante. I mean, we could probably...
The hokey pokey.
Oh, the hokey pokey. There's the frug and the mashed potato. There's
that thing that all the kids were doing, the juju on that beat thing.
Yes. I can teach Mrs. Bale how to Dougie.
Yep. That new song by Drake. Everybody's doing the key. Do you love me? Do something.
I'll learn about that in about 20 years, I think.
That's fair.
And my friend Jenny, I know, is a big fan of swing dancing.
Okay.
Absolutely love that. And then some people's favorite, let's come right out and admit it, some people's favorite is pole dancing.
Well, I mean, that's probably one of my top 6.
Yeah. Well, we're not talking, of course, about dancing with a pole. Like the song Jailhouse Rock says, if you ain't got a partner, use a wooden chair. We're not talking about dancing with the pole. We're talking dancing on the pole. We're talking pole dancing in front of kindergartners with this last story.
Wait, pole dancing in front of kindergartners?
In front of kindergartners. This third story comes from the New York Times, nytimes.com, and it reads, at the start of a new school year, a kindergarten principal in southern China thought dance performances would make a grand welcome. They would include jazz and traditional Chinese dance, she said. Oh, and there would also be a strutting, shimmying pole dancer. The goal, she says, was to get the kids to learn more about one variety of dance. What a one to pick.
Wow.
Yeah. The internet in China lit up with video of the pole dance performance on Monday. I'm going to apologize in advance. There are names here I'm not possibly going to pronounce correctly. But there was a kindergarten in a city in China, accompanied by outrage and wonderment that anyone would think pole dancing was a reassuring way to greet anxious children being dropped off for a new semester. Ceremonies for the Chinese school year are usually solemn affairs, and so social media platforms like Weibo and Chinese news outlets erupted with demands for an explanation and punishment. Now, I'll ask you this, Sir Dante. 50% more Dante. Tastes great, less filling, Dante.
I like that.
If this were, I forgot about that one last week. If this were to happen at the school you work at, what do you think would end up happening? Do you think the news outlets would be all over it? Do you think anyone would get fired? Do you think they'd be cool with it?
I mean, I don't know if the news outlets would be on it. I'm pretty sure we would want to hide that. But someone would definitely be getting fired immediately.
I can imagine. Yeah, I think in Milwaukee this would not go over real well. Definite firing. I feel like it would be in the news. Somebody would report it, and somebody would get out there with a camera. And not to mention, people got cameras on their phones. So there's going to be that. In the video, the children standing around the outdoor stage did not seem gripped by the spectacle of a woman in black shorts and a top doing sultry spins and high steps, and then falling to the floor while shaking her hair around.
Wow.
Small girls in red marching band uniforms stood impassively in front of the stage in the schoolyard, while the pole dancer flounced in front of them. Quote, "Children are quite simple. They wouldn't think such complicated thoughts about this," Miss Lai said in a telephone interview. "They'd just think that it's amazing for someone to be able to fly on a pole like that." I know that's what I'm thinking right now. I don't know about you, but...
I mean, I guess when you think about it, the kids won't remember.
I don't know. I think I'd remember this.
Right?
My dad would be asking questions, and, well, it's a different story. It says here, at least some of the parents were agog. That's a good word right there. Commend the writer.
That is.
Michael Standert, an American journalist in the city who sends his children to the kindergarten, recorded the pole dancing. Of course he did. And his astonished anger on Twitter.
I'm not sure if he recorded it for his own personal gain or...
Well, I will give him this. I mean, I was a little unsure, but I will say this. From his tweets, he seems like he's genuinely upset.
Okay, yeah.
And they've got a couple of tweets here, including video. So, hey, check out the video. There it is. So before our kids got out of kindergarten for the summer, the first tweet says, there was 10 days of military activities and displays of machine guns and mortars at the door. Now the principal has welcomed them back with a strip pole dance on the flagpole bearing the PRC flag. She's gone nuts. Follow-up tweet says, who would think this is a good idea? We're trying to pull the kids out of the school and get our tuition back. They wouldn't give us the number of the company that owns the school, but looking into that.
It was at a private school.
It doesn't say if it was like public, private, what exactly it was, but nonetheless.
There's a tuition, so I have to assume it's a private school, but I could still be wrong, I guess.
Yes, well, private certainly not a word I would associate with this particular dancer. There's just a little bit of video here, which I'm watching numerous times, purely for research purposes. And she's not doing anything crazy on the pole. I've certainly seen she's fairly basic tricks. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Just a little, wrap the leg around, a little twirl. That's
the usual stuff.
Sure, you learn that on the first day, I'm sure, when you're learning pole dancing. Sure, that's it. Yes, Mr. Standard said this was not the first time the kindergarten had left him wondering whether he should withdraw his children. We mentioned the military activities, displays of machine guns and mortars at the door. That would not go over well here.
True.
And I guess part of me is really not surprised because, we're doing this show on a weekly basis. There's always crazy stuff going on in the world. This hardly seems like the craziest, but nonetheless, I'm still fascinated that somebody who's in a position like this lady decided that pole dancing in front of kindergartners could possibly be a good idea.
That would never, ever be a good idea.
Yes, nonetheless, it's saying here the kindergarten issued an apology. Quote, there was a lack of comprehensive consideration of the contents of the performance, said its message, which was reported by the Chinese news media. She also says Miss Lai, said her intentions have been misunderstood. Quote, my whole career in education has been destroyed by just this one event. Just 5 minutes of performance, she said, quote, the internet is too powerful.
It is.
I won't disagree with her on that point.
The internet is very powerful.
Yeah, the internet can bring a person to their knees very, very quickly.
Don't do the wrong thing.
Yeah, you gotta pretty much never screw up, ever. Somebody's recording you somewhere. Like in here, Mrs. Bale is recording me right now. Just waiting for me to step out of line one time.
Yeah.
I see you over there. I know why you got that camera, Mrs. Bale.
Why does she always have a camera with her? That's weird.
I don't know. She's always got a pole in there, too. I never see her dancing on it, though.
She just likes to have one.
I guess. Any final thoughts, Sir Dante?
I mean, today I learned about the great Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if you're going to dance on a pole, you probably should eat healthy purple oranges before you do so.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. I appreciate that somebody still has the respect for the Mr. Universe many times over Arnold Schwarzenegger, enough to actually carve something out of wood in his likeness, and doing a fantastic job of it. I've learned that kindergartners, not that into pole dancing.
Nope.
Because it didn't look like they were that thrilled with it. I mean, really, from what I could see. And I learned that Donald Trump is turning purple. Well, there we are. Cheap political shot. That's it. Okay.
That's fair.
Just the one. That's all I'm doing. All
right, only one.
Being overly tan sometimes. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, let's give a quick thank you to the audience for listening. Thank you so much. You already know where to find us on Stitcher, iTunes, all of those places where you can get your podcast fixings. And we are super excited to announce we are on Public House Media. You can go to thephmedia.com and find us there. Once again, I am 15% more Dante.
And I am Dave Show.
And we together are two people doing a podcast. Thank you so much, and we will hear from you later. Peace out.
You've been listening to The Greg and Dave Show. The Greg and Dave Show theme is Take a Chance by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com.